I want to have a disclaimer. Jared may have put us on them a little too close. I was trying everything I could to make that video brighter, but the camera was maxed out. I'm hoping I can make it a little bit brighter, or it's not as dark as it looked on the screen, because it was pretty hard to see what was going on. I didn't want to peek around the side of the camera. Like Jared said, I could see him out there as soon as, like, where they hit the field, they were probably within 100 yards.
Hey, anybody want to see a ridiculously giant beard? Look at that thing. Tagged up and tagged out. Alright guys, it's Thursday evening before the season. Season opens up Saturday morning here in Pennsylvania. And got the gun out here. Gonna run a couple shells through it, just make sure we're on target, because that's the last thing you want to do is put all the work into getting a bird in nice and tight and then whiffing on them and it not being your fault and your equipment's kind of off. So take a couple shots down range. Gonna start out with some regular target loads, and then at the end there make sure it's on, throw in a live turkey load, and make sure the pattern's tight. Alright, well, the gun pattern pretty decent with a 8-shot, just a regular target load. So got my turkey shell here, put it in the gun, see how tight the pattern is. We're at 25 yards right now. That one's got a little more kick than the target load. Let's see how we did. So as you can see, the pattern a little high. This is about the center of the majority of it. So I was aiming here. We're only at 25 yards, so it might actually still be climbing a little bit. It's a pretty good turkey gun with a real nice tight choke on it. So it probably hit pretty good out past 25 yards. Really 12 gauge with that kind of shell on it and that choke. We'd probably be able to knock one down about 40, but in tight, if I got one real close, I better be aiming down at the base of the neck, make sure the pattern gets them square in the head. So that's why you shoot your gun, know your equipment, and that way you don't make a screw up in the field.
Well, this morning is May 2nd. It's the first day of the Pennsylvania turkey season for 2020. Out here at a farm, I've been scouting, been seeing some birds work this wood line. There's been 2 and 3 gobblers strutting, and then I think there's some jakes with them too. But we're gonna slip in there tight. We're well before daylight, so we're gonna try to get set up probably like 20-30 minutes before daylight. That way we don't bust them. I'm not 100% sure how close they're roosting to the edge of the field, so don't want to risk it. So we're gonna get in there tight, set up, and wait for the daylight. Well, that didn't take long. Dude, you gotta see the rope on this thing. Jeez. Couldn't have worked out any better. He's got hooks. He's got a broom. I think he's actually got 2 or 3 in there. He was all gimped up walking in. He's limping. He wasn't even one strutting. And I saw the beard swing and I thought, oh yeah, buddy. You're the one that's going down. I don't care if you strut or not. Look at the paintbrush on that thing. He got an extra one coming out the side. I think he got a little, I think he just got 2. Jiminy Christmas. That's a gobbler there, boy. I don't know what the deal is. His legs seem alright, but he was limping the whole way in. That's the way to start off the opener. Look at all them birds, dude. They didn't gobble hardly anything on the limb. I was worried we were in the wrong spot. And then one started gobbling way down at the bottom. And then for whatever reason, these ones were right beside us. Like, I don't know, how far do you think we set up from them this morning? 100?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
75. I mean, those hens like sounded close behind you.
Yeah, a hen started putting in a tree, and I was like, dude, I hope she didn't see us coming in. And then she just started calling, and I just called just a little bit, not a whole lot. But I've been watching these birds work this edge up through here. And just goes to show, you don't have to be the greatest caller. You just gotta know where the birds are. Alright guys, well it's about 6:30, and I'm tagged out for the morning. We had just a textbook set up this morning. I've been scouting these birds, been watching them for the last 2 weeks. They come right up this edge here where we're set up. And I knew we had to get in early and get in tight. So we came in here pitch black. We were completely set decoys out before 5:30. So I felt real good about it. There wasn't a bird chirping yet. And it was actually pretty far into it before anything started calling or gobbling. I was kind of worried, but I had one gobble pretty far at the end of this field, and then a hen pretty close. She started chirping up in the tree there. I was calling back and forth to her a little bit, and then finally a group of birds real close here within 100 yards, they lit up right in the tree, started gobbling, and I couldn't see them from where I was. As you can see, this field edge is kind of rough. Stuff been pushed off, trying to make the field a little wider. Couldn't find a good tree this morning, so I was actually in front of the decoys and kind of down to my right, and Ian was to my left, and he could see the entire field all morning. And he said they actually pitched down into the field at the far end, and I could never see them. I could tell they were coming. They started gobbling pretty close, and I called a couple times, and they were real close. So I kicked the Tacticam on, and I figured, well, I better hurry up and get the gun pointed in that direction. Sure enough, there was just a line of birds this morning. Bunch of jakes, a couple gobblers, and then I seen this guy. He come limping up through the plowed stuff. I don't know. I checked out his legs. They don't seem broke or anything, but man, he was having a hard time getting across there. But I seen the rope on this guy swinging, and I knew he had a double beard, and I said, forget it. Even if he doesn't get into the decoys, I'm gonna shoot that one. Which he didn't. He held back, and Jake's and I think maybe 1 or 2 of the other little long beards, they got up in the decoy setup, but he hung back, and I put it on him and rolled him over. But I mean, this is by far the biggest beard size that I've ever shot. He's got a double beard, and this is just a broom. I mean, it's ridiculous, long, thick, and good set of spurs. So it was a great morning. Like I said before, not the greatest caller, but I usually try to scout them out. And if you put your time in, really, I probably didn't even have to call this morning. There was a hen right beside me. She was calling more than I was. So put your time in, do some scouting, just set up in front of them.